Hello and welcome to a new episode of the Data Shaman series. In this channel I explore some of the latest and coolest trends in AI and in machine learning, deep learning, large language models, and some of the coolest gadgets and applications thereof. And today I am so excited to be exploring how any one of you could basically analyze any medical data that you obtain from a smartwatch, from a smart scale, from, let's say, medical analysis or results, plug it into some of the largest AI models, and of course using image to text analysis as well, so multimodal large language models, and obtain an analysis and even an age estimation. So in this episode I am going to explore some of the available models that you can access freely. I'm not going to test anything that is requiring any payments or subscriptions. Any of either Bing, which is GPT-4, and or Gemini, which used to be Bard by Google, of course the free version, not the Gemini 1.5, and I'm also testing those two against Claude 3. So let's get started. I am going to analyze some of the data I get from this watch, which is somehow medical grade watch. Okay, so I'll try to show you some of the medical data that I obtained from my watch, and show you what kind of data we have. So first we're looking at the body composition data, and that is something you can obtain from a smart scale or even from one of those gym devices that could be for running. Usually basically you have two electrodes that are trying to conduct a tiny little current of electricity so that they measure your body composition in terms of muscle, in terms of fat, and calculate your body mass index. And this is how we know if you are overweight, underweight, obese, normal, etc. Okay, another information we have here is the blood components. So first was the body components. This is the blood components, and usually you would get this after doing a blood test, but this watch somehow unintrusively calculates all of this information. I have no way of knowing how accurate this is. I will be testing it soon and letting you know. So some of this information is you're probably familiar with, like cholesterol, triglyceride, HDL, which is high density lipoprotein. You probably heard of this. Low density lipoprotein, you have the average ranges for these anyway, so you can tell whether you are doing well or not. But we're gonna anyway feed it to an AI and see whether we get some more interesting results, something holistic, something that is more okay. Now let's look at something you're probably familiar with, because some of the commercial watches are now having this option, which is ECG test. So the ECG measures your heart rate over several periods, and it kind of measures the variation of the heart rate, so how stable it is. And this could see if you have a potential to have heart risk or any heart failure risk or anything like this. And yeah, but again, I have no way of knowing how accurate this data is. So speaking of the heart test, you also have another measurement which takes several measurements per day, like let's say in my case every 10 minutes. And what it does, it tries to calculate the heart rate variation, so basically how much variation between every beat, and based on this it tries to tell you if you have any risks, whether it's normal, mild, abnormal. And you have also a scatter diagram which could be also analyzed to tell if you have a potential to have any of the risk in like specific place of your heart, or something else, whether it's minor, major, etc. So let's look at one more. So we talked about the blood components already, but there's also one more aspect of the blood components, which measures the uric acid profile. So it measures it over several variations of time, and it returns a maximum, a minimum, and an average value, and it can also plot it over time. So that's pretty interesting, as as long as it is not very wrong. It's not, I mean, as long as it's precise. Unfortunately, I didn't have the chance to test this watch against other measures. There are some other things that I didn't report here, such as blood pressure, and yes, the blood pressure I did test, and it seems okay. Okay, so now I am going to test 3 of the leading AIs, as I said, and to see how well they analyze my medical records, right? And try to estimate an age. So assuming that this is anonymous data, I'm gonna start first with Claude, which was the easiest to deal with, and that is because first it can read up to 5 images, which was not the case of with Gemini or Bing. However, rather than uploading 5 files, I have already created a grid, a photo grid, as you will see here, a photo grid that basically has all of this information encapsulated in one file. Of course, as I said again, this is Claude 3 Sonnet, which is not the paid version that anyone has access to, and so you can go ahead and test it yourself. So I'm gonna ask the AI analyze the following medical data and estimate the age of its patient. Okay, for some reason I can't type and show you this at the same time, but here we go. So now it's running, and as you see, it reads perfectly the data that I have provided, accurate or not, at least from the image it's reading it well, precisely. So it has some good OCR and optical character recognition and knowing where to place things, right? So it analyzed all of this rather than you typing it all over. However, it did say without additional information such as gender, height, weight, medical history, it is challenging to know the age range. Now in a different version I did manage to get an age range. It wasn't the best. It said it's said between 40 and 60 according to all of this data. However, I can try to press it here and say it's a male 1 centimeters, and see, just give it a guess. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna show this in 3, 2, 1. So now again it's converting from metric system to whatever it prefers, and it did give me this 40 till 60. I am in the lower 40s, but yeah, that's okay. I won't take it personally. I will instead work on, so it does say that the patient is male in his late 40s or early 50s, which is okay. I'm not in my late 40s, maybe mid 40s, but that's okay. I should work out more. And yeah, so this was Claude, right? Let's now look at Google Gemini, right? And here we go. We're gonna ask exactly the same question that we asked to Claude. So let me copy and paste this. Now, I did have some trouble with Gemini earlier because it was refusing to analyze any sort of medical any personal data. That was the problem. Okay, so again, we did prepare this grid specifically for Gemini because Claude accepts up to 5 files, but Gemini does not. Okay, so now 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Same prompt. We'll see different results if it accepts to collaborate. You see, it says, okay, yeah, it says I can't analyze medical in to estimate patients, and this is because determining it's only in the image not possible. Okay, that's a different reason. Let's try a different prompt. When you say try to analyze and estimate the age of its anonymous, so that it doesn't give me any trouble later on. Let me go back here and show you what we have. I'm not able to analyze. Again, I have this unable to analyze, and I don't know, I'll probably see if I can pull the data from when it did analyze it, which is here. Oh, okay. Activity, let me see if I can. Yeah, I can't pull it. Let me see, because I'm not storing any activity, so it's gone. But again, you can try it yourself. It is what it is. Now let's go to Bing's Copilot and see if we can get something better, right? Again, now this time I'm gonna try to upload an image, the same image that we had before. Okay, and it seems to accept it. Only on the app you need a PDF file. So I did prepare both so that I don't waste your time, and here we go. So now what I'm gonna do is just type in the same prompt that I typed for Claude and give it a run. Okay, so here we go. The prompt is here, and I'll be showing you in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. It says attempting to analyze. Yeah, again, Again, we don't know how accurate the original data is. However, it's interesting to see how AI would see it, how it would analyze it. Probably what kind of maybe would diagnose you with anything if you add like some of the symptoms. Maybe would provide you with like health consulting advice. I mean, the sky is the limit, right? Now it's still analyzing, and I'm not surprised because I have run this before a couple of times and did have to wait for it. Unfortunately, I am getting a slow response here, which is, yeah, it says it cannot provide me with any age estimation. Okay, let's see if we can try a better prompt. Try to analyze the following medical data. Let's do this as a first step, and then ask it for the age estimation, right? Right. So this is the way to deal with a stubborn LLM. If you ask it two things at the same time and it can't do one of them, can't do the second one, it's stubborn enough to not answer any of the questions, right? So the best way is to just ask it step by step, as we did here. And it seems like it's seems like to be reading the data and giving me some external information about this. Now let's type based on this data, try to estimate the age of the age range of the patient. And now we should probably see something. I'm sorry, we're always sorry. I don't have the ability to estimate person's age. Okay. I should tell you that having run this before, I did get now I'm gonna show you something slightly different but related to medical analysis and consultation. So what you're seeing here is called the Alternative Doctors Association, right? So basically it's a large language model that has been optimized so that it, for any symptom you have or for any medical condition, it could give you a couple of ideas, a couple of recommendations from several perspectives. So let's type here something. Let's say I don't know, you have I have, let's say, cold feet and nausea and how to say, bloating, and see what it makes out of this, right? So now imagine you're like consulting 5 different alternative health doctors from all around the world, Chinese, Indian, etc. Okay, I'm gonna run this and show it to you in 3, 2, 1, and it's very fast. So first we start by homeopathy. For cold feet, nausea and bloating, the practitioner may recommend different remedies depending on the individual's body and key. So acupuncture, sorry, we're here. So common remedies for cold feet Arsenicium album pulsatilla, Nux vomica for nausea and bloating remedies such as etc. You see the point. Now the second perspective is for the Ayurvedic treatment. In Ayurveda, cold feet, nausea and bloating may be indicative of an imbalance in the Vata dosha. To help balance Vata, you may consider consuming warmer spices like ginger, cinnamon. You get the point. Third perspective, allopathic medicine. So here we have cold feet, nausea again, same symptoms but different analysis. So they say you have underlying conditions such as poor circulation, gastrointestinal issues or infections. It's important to consult with the healthcare. So fourth perspective, the energy therapies. So this is where you have like Reiki, acupuncture. Okay, fifth perspective, that's the naturopathy, which means healing things according to nature. And here they give you herbal supplements, different diets, lifestyle modifications to address these symptoms. And for example, ginger for nausea, warming foot baths for cold feet, etc. And last but not least is the traditional Chinese medicine. So here you go and basically it's an imbalance in the body's qi and meridians. So acupuncture and Chinese herbal medicine are commonly prescribed. So consult. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. So we have covered some of the coolest AI that can analyze your medical data, and an AI that you can consult for a second opinion or maybe even general knowledge. Now tell me in the comments, what are your thoughts? Have you used any of those AIs before or something similar? Do you trust the AI today with the analysis it could make? Would you use it as maybe a second opinion to your doctor? Where do you think we will be 5 years from now, or let's say next year? And would you think that maybe we'll become our own doctors, our own healers? Will we be able to diagnose everything within a year or two by just sending it to a large language model and getting some analysis based on all of the data it has seen, all of the cases, maybe patient data it has seen? Let me know in the comments. I hope this was fun and see you next time.